I'm back. Please let me know if you guys can hear me now. I think because I didn't do that right beforehand, you keep learning every day. But don't be afraid to learn in front of others. So I'll wait for you guys to come back on and you'll let me know if you can hear me. I think you can hear me because I see the green that I didn't see the last time on the volume. Thank you to all of you who did let me know that you couldn't hear me. So I'm going to get my notes because I got some notes for this week. I did a couple of lives on my Instagram and I said I can't wait to come on live with you guys. I haven't been on the past 2 weeks. And I won't be live next week, but I'll be live the week after that. You can hear me, Sheila? There were so many of you too on the last one. I hope you come back. Hi, Joyce. Yay. Let's just do a yay. A thankful Thursday that my mic is working now. How are you guys today? Thank you, Sarah, Sheila, and Joyce. Nice to have you back. How have you guys been? I try on Tuesdays and Thursdays every day, but especially Tuesdays and Thursdays, to think of the small things that I could be grateful for. And something that I'm grateful for are umbrellas, especially on a rainy day. Hi, Bridget. How are you? We had a little technical difficulties before, but you guys, we're back on. We're ready to go for today's live. You guys have asked some really great questions that I want to answer on here. And if you guys didn't know, I have a weekly newsletter where I give some words of encouragement on your journey with gray hair. And this week, actually today, the newsletter went out. We're talking about patience. You're just thankful, Sheila? Yeah, sometimes when we can get a little specific, that kind of helps. Some of the things some people on another live that I was on mentioned they were thankful for an understanding boss that they had. Another one was thankful for, I think they had back surgery or their husband had back surgery and they were feeling better. So just little things. I'm in and out. Oh, you're in and out. Oh, you're on a cruise, Bridget. Yes. Where you going, love? Thank you so much for coming on a live on your cruise. Have fun. I was gonna say I wish I'm on a cruise, but I'm such a scaredy cat when it comes to water. So yeah. Well, while I'm waiting for you guys to respond to that, like I said, the topic for this month for my newsletter is patience. We all could use patience. Hi, Sandra. We all can use patience on our gray hair journey. It's so necessary. Whether you decide to chop your hair off or whether you have your hair grow in, a lot of you are also learning your hair. Patience allows for the process, whether it's growth or even just learning your hair being different. Your porosity can change. The type of products that you use for your hair can change. I'm trying to think what else. Like your regimen, the things that you use for your hair may change. So patience can help you to not give up before you even see the results of what your gray hair journey is. As you guys saw in the interview I did with Adelina, I'm not sure if she's going to come back on. She tried the journey out and she did braids to help her through those first couple of months because it can be an adjustment period in the beginning. The Southern Caribbean. Have fun, Bridget. Enjoy yourself. That is something to be thankful for. Enjoy. Thank you so much for still coming on, though. Thank you, Joyce. So did you guys find, Shara, those of you who are on here, do you find that patience is something that you learned on this journey, something that was easy for you? I doubt there are many where patience is easy for us, but there might be. So I'm just putting it out there. Do you guys find it easy to be patient? And if not, what do you think are some of the obstacles? Thank you, Sandra. I do hope to interview her one last time once her hair is fully transitioned. Once her hair is fully transitioned. And I have some more interviews coming for you. I actually have one coming for you next Thursday. That's why I won't be on live. So stay tuned for that one. I'm really loving these interviews because we all have something to share and learn from one another. So I'm looking down at my notes that I had for today. And so, like I said, patience is necessary on any journey. And what can help us to be patient is to be content with what we have in our hair and where we're at in our journey. Sheila, you said it wasn't easy, but you were excited and committed for the change. That's awesome. Those are two things that can help you to push through the difficulties. What part wasn't easy, Sheila? Was it the change of the hair coming in that wasn't the easy part, but you were excited for the results? Because I do find some of the things I had mentioned that can help you to be patient is documentation. For me, documentation was everything. You may think that things are going slower than they are, and you look back at pictures and you're like, you know what? I'm farther along than I think. Sheila, you said patience grows as you realize you are and resist other standards. You are you, and that is enough. Thank you for that, Sandra. It's so true. It grows. It's not something that is an overnight thing. Like, I'm not even fully, like all of my hair transitioned to gray, but I am transitioned out of my color. And I definitely can say that patience, does that mean that I can't grow more in patience? Obviously, we could always grow in it, but I'm so happy. When you realize that you stick with your choice, like Sheila said, when you're committed to the change, and as Sandra said, when you challenge that standard that's out there, it's such a good feeling. It really is. You feel really free. You feel empowered. So documentation is a tip that I feel can really help with the patience process. One of my most popular videos on here is my gray hair journey. People love to see progress. They love to see how things move along. So you could have your own, it doesn't mean you have to post it on social media, but if you have your own journey and you're able to see where you came from, it can help keep up your morale. Like Sheila said, you get excited and committed to the results. So I said that. And documentation also helps you acknowledge how far you've come. Just the decision alone to decide that you're not going to dye your hair anymore is something that you could be proud of, because you know the saying where they say if you watch the pot while it's boiling, like it takes that much longer. So when you're documenting your process and you're seeing how it's going, it can help keep you along on those really tough moments where you're like, nothing is happening, my hair isn't growing, why is it taking this so long to grow out? We could always use things to keep up our morale. So having that documentation, acknowledging how far you come, acknowledging that you just made a big decision that's going to help you. Because let me know in the comments, guys, this is more than just hair, isn't it? It starts off with the hair process and stopping the dye, but it becomes something more intrinsic, something more inside. Sandra, you said, when you get to the point where your awareness of others is stronger than your doubt of yourself, you're moving in the right direction. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing that, Sandra. And, that is I don't want to butcher that name, but thank you so much for coming on here and your kind words. Thank you. Are you on a gray hair journey? So besides documenting the progress, You acknowledge how far you've come by celebrating small wins. The women who are documenting their journey online, they get excited. They'll be like, it's been 4 weeks, it's been 6 months, it's been a year. They have like a silversary. Do little things, even though it might seem superficial, it helps keep you excited to see how far you've come. You are on a hair journey. How long? Please tell me do you have a nickname? I love your name. It's very unique, but I do not know how to say that. Chara. Yes, help me out. And Sheila, you said, yes, I'm the only one in my tight knit woman friends who is going gray. I remember you telling me that, Sheila. And another thing with going on this gray hair journey, never underestimate the impact that you could be having on those that are silent. And it might not be something that you see right away. When my mom went gray, I think it was like a couple of years before she fully transitioned with her gray hair process. She didn't cut her hair, she grew it out. And then like a year or two later, I did it. But I watched it, and at first I was like, whew, I don't know if I could do it. And here I am now, so you never know the impact that you're having, Sheila, on those around you. Joyce, you said it was easy for me. I went into the beauty salon to get color and it came out pink. Oh my goodness. Okay, daughter Zion. Okay, that's beautiful. So Zion, where are you at in your gray hair journey? And do you find patience easy or difficult? I'm giving different tips. Are you documenting your hair progress? Did any of you guys document your hair journey? I will admit it's not something that everybody does. I don't think my mom did. Unless we were taking pictures with her, you really didn't, see that. But it's similar to like people who are on a weight loss journey. They, take pictures of the before so that they could compare it to the after and see how far they've come. Another thing that could help us to be patient and content is making our expectations realistic. Now, let me know, guys, in the comments if you've ever had people come up to you and say, if my gray looked like yours, or if my hair pattern looked like yours, I would definitely let my hair do that. Zion, you said it's almost gray, but you love it. Awesome. And Sandra, you said, yes, many want your courage to gray, but they want to see if you'll stay on the course and if you love yourself. They're watching. It's true. We have an impact on one another. And, I always mention that I'm not trying to bash those who are comfortable with their choice to be able to dye their hair. But for those that don't feel like dealing with the gray anymore and want that inspiration, it's really nice that there are those of us out there already who are rocking it. It gives them a vision of opportunity of what it could look like for them. But again, being careful that while you're looking at others and admiring others, you're not letting that stop you saying, well, or putting a condition saying that the only way I will go gray is if my hair looked like that. The way your gray hair looks is the way your gray hair is going to look, and it's going to be beautiful. Sandra, you said, no, I did not document. Sarah, sorry. You did not document your journey, but now and again, if you do take pictures of your hair, you see where it is front to back. Awesome. And Zion, you said, yes, they say you look so young, but your gray looks good on you. They say that to you, Zion, right? That's one of my most popular comments that people will say, like, is that really all of your gray hair? They're really surprised. And I'll admit, I have actually been comparing my pictures. I'm going to be doing an updated journey, including my 3rd year. And even in 3 years, my hair has really gone from salt and pepper or a white patch to like, a lot of gray in my hair. So I still have my moments sometimes where I'm like, oh, okay, you are really all gray. Yes. So what are the things you didn't tell me how far into your journey you are. You said you're almost gray, Zion. The journey for natural hair was similar. They liked it on me. Oh my goodness. I think I think I got that more with my natural hair. Like, oh, if my curl pattern was like yours, I'd go natural in a minute. And I didn't know what my natural hair was gonna look like until I did it. And the thing is, with gray hair and natural hair, if you decide to go natural, I've heard of it. People go natural to try it at least, and then they don't like it and they go back to perm, which is fine. Or someone can decide to go gray and they don't like it and they dye their hair again. That's fine too. Everyone is entitled to their choice of how they want to wear their hair. But again, you won't know until you try. It might be most of the time, from many that I speak to, they like it way more than they thought they would. I am number one to say that. Do you guys feel the same? You weren't sure how your gray hair was going to look, and now that it's in, you feel differently? Or as it comes in, do you still not like it? And while you guys are going to let me know that, so as I was saying, have realistic expectations that can help you to be patient and content, because your hair, your growth rate, your genetics, your hair pattern, all those different things have a factor into how your hair is going to look. So you don't want to say, oh my gosh, my hair looks a little similar to hers, so that's what it's going to look like. And then it doesn't, and you feel disappointed. Kind of leave some space for however your hair is going to be, because your hair is beautiful. Sheila, you said my gray natural hair is a tighter curl pattern than my long henna hair. And as you speak about henna, Sheila, how did you just use henna, or did you use henna and indigo? Because I found when I used henna, I was trying to go to a more natural hair color, but it made my grays so bright, like a bright red. It wasn't the red I wanted. And that's interesting that your gray hair is a tighter curl pattern, but it actually makes sense because henna, for some, I've heard it can loosen the curl pattern. Sanji said, true, try it and see what happens. Your experience was like mine. Yeah, you never know. Most people, there was someone recently on my Instagram post, I know her personally, and she was nervous about going gray, and she's gray now, and she's over there shouting it from the rooftops, which is so awesome how your viewpoint can change when you allow for it. Zion, you said, yes, you're not all gray, but it's more gray than your normal hair color. Every other day you have more gray and salt pepper look. Awesome. Now, Zion, did you find much support for to not dye your hair anymore? What made you stop dyeing your hair? And you said you use no more color, no relaxers, you flat iron your hair. Okay. Sheila, you said, I just used henna for 40 years. Wow. And your natural hair color was a reddish brown. That's so interesting. 40 years. When you said your natural hair color was already reddish brown, so then how was the henna with gray coverage for you? So we just mentioned a couple of things that will help you to be patient. That is, make your expectations realistic of what you're going to expect on this journey. Leave space and room for whatever it's going to be, and try it. You never know how you're going to feel about it, how your view might change from the way that it is right now. And then don't compare yourself to others' hair. Look at your own, they say, stay in your own lane, run your own race so that you don't feel disappointed about how it comes out. And then celebrate milestones, your first week, your first month, your first year. Document the progress. And it doesn't mean you have to take a picture every month or every week. You could just take it however many times you want so you could see the progress. And then you can rinse and repeat. Okay, Joyce, you said you have to watch the replay. No worries. Thank you so much for joining and for sticking with me with those technical difficulties. Sandra, you said several retail clerks at your market changed over the years, and you compliment people on their journey. I think that's awesome. I found myself doing that way more once I went gray. And even when I went natural, it makes someone's day. It's something very simple. I love your hair, especially for women who are growing it out, because you feel a little self-conscious, and words are gifts that we could give to others, positive words, of course. um, Zion said, I've learned that relaxers aren't good for your hair. I'm so glad you're loving your natural hair. That's another thing that I will not, that I'm good where I'm at right now with my natural hair. Bridget, you said you're documenting yours, but because your hair is so thick and you're early in the journey, others can't tell yet. So I've not had any looks yet. I plan on growing mine out instead of big chopping. That's awesome, Bridget. Everybody has a different way of, deciding to go on this journey. Oh man, the time is going by really quick, which is good. I want to give you guys some quotes before I go. Sheila, you said the gray turned bright reddish brown or blonde. Yeah, mine was like a fire engine red. It was not really good with gray coverage for me. Not as good as rinses were, but then rinses had their own cons. Zion, you said, okay, that sounds great. Hello, Happiness Smiles. What's your name? Yes, you can watch the replay. And Sandra said you can journal your feelings too. Sandra, high five, girl. Who else is writers on here? Hi, Stacy. Nice to meet you. Are you on a gray hair journey? I love journaling. Journaling, I feel, is another snapshot, but in written form, of where you were and where you're at. My mom was the first one to give me a journal, and I'm so thankful. I have at least like 27 journals that I have of my personal collection from the time I was little to now. So I feel like journaling is also another form of a snapshot of a time in your life, a way to release different things that come up. Did you guys find that your gray hair journey triggered stuff? So journaling is a great tip, Sandra. Stacy, you are. How long into your gray hair journey are you? And Sheila, you're a journaler too. That's great. I love to write. I don't write as much as I used to before I was a mom, but I love to write. And so now I'm video logging to you guys. This is another way. Speaking is easier for me. I love to write, but speaking, I think, is the easiest for me. So that's another way that you could log your journey. You could just do a video and log it. Zion, you said your phone's dying. That's okay. Thank you so much for coming on. It was so nice to meet you. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Okay, and Stacy, you said you're just now expecting your gray after coloring 6 years with henna. We had a couple of henna colorers today. I used henna too. Did you use the red henna or the henna and indigo? So I'm going to leave you guys with some awesome quotes that I found that really encapsulate the importance of patience. I'm a quote lover, if you don't know. Who else loves quotes? Let me know. You did the red one. How did you find the coverage for the gray for you? So I want you guys to remember to be content where you are in your journey, because it only comes once. It's temporary, and you're going to move right through it. I also heard a quote. I think this was from Robert Louis Stevenson. He said, "Don't judge each day by the harvest you reap, but by the seeds you plant." So with your hair journey, it may not feel like you're planting any seeds because it feels like it's taking a long time, but just the decision to stop dyeing your hair was the seed you planted. And don't always get yourself impatient focusing on when your hair is all gray. You are growing throughout the process. And someone mentioned that earlier. Patience is something that's grown gradually. So if anything, by your decision to go gray, you are growing the seed of patience. You love quotes, Sandra and Sarah. Yay. So those were 2 quotes. And then I also love affirmations. Again, this is more than just about hair. It's also about mindset. It could bring up triggers about how we feel about ourselves. And I have 2 affirmations for you guys that you can say to yourself to be able to help you through those impatient moments. One is I am willing to be content with where I am at today. And I like that it said I'm willing, because that's how it starts. You may not always feel like it, but if you're willing to try, that's the first step. So I am willing to be content with where I'm at today. And that affirmation can apply to many things in life. And the next one is I want to see what happens if I don't give up. So for Zion and for those of you who are just starting your journey, go to the mirror. I don't know if you guys also do that. We go to the mirror plenty of times to fix our hair, see how we're doing, but it's important to look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I want to see what happens if I don't give up. So let me know what you guys thought of those. If you guys love those quotes and affirmations, I will leave a link to where you can get them in the description box. I'm a lover of quotes and all things that build up and empower you. Words are very powerful. Sheila, you used henna. You let your grays grow for 10 months and big chopped. Also, not too long, April 2019. It's about to be a year since you big chopped, Sheila. Stacy, you said, I loved it. It made my gray as if it were highlights. Okay. Yeah, for me, it didn't do as well. Sandra, you love affirmations. Shirley Jackson, hi. Thank you for joining. I love quotes, anything. Same here, Shirley. And that's another reason why I love journaling. Writing things down seems to cement things, as well as looking at yourself in the mirror, saying it out loud instead of just thinking it in your mind. We have so many thoughts that run through our mind, and it's important for us to say things that are going to build ourselves up. If you know anything about me and my channel, I do speak about gray hair, sometimes motherhood and my health, but the main thing I want to do is help inspire and encourage you to speak lovingly to yourself. Because like I said, these things that we go through trigger sometimes internal stuff that we're dealing with. And I'm on a constant practice and journey to speak better to myself. So I'm really glad to see that you guys are into that too. Sandra, I'm contented where I'm at and can't wait to see miracles. Okay. All right. Very good, guys. So I actually have to go. I thank you, all of you who joined me, who hung in there despite the technical difficulties. I look forward to seeing, putting another video up for you guys on Monday. Like I said, I won't be live next week, but I will be the following week. But I do have an interview, another Silver Sister interview coming up, which is going to even cover what we talked about just here, that self-acceptance. I can't wait for you guys to see it. And for those of you who love quotes and affirmations, like I said, there'll be a link in the description, and you can get all those quotes that I mentioned as well as the affirmations. I really, really appreciate you guys. Oh, thank you too, Sandra. I appreciate you guys so much for your continued support. And remember to show yourself some compassion today. All right. Bye, guys. Thank you, Sheila. Same to you. All right, guys. Bye.